And the question: a developer needs to track changes to a project's code base across multiple team members. Which tool should they use? Compiler, debugger, version control system, text editor, or integrated development environment? Which would be the correct answer here? And the correct answer, when it comes to code, it is version control system. As version control system, AG Git, as many or most or pretty much all developers work with Git, track code changes and coordinates team contributions. Compilers translate code, debuggers fix errors, text editors write code, and IDEs combine tools, non-specifically tracking changes, except version control system. And I also have a course. If you are interested to do these practice tests for yourself, you can join my Udemy course. I will leave a link in description, or you can visit Skill Test Pro, which is also a good resource where are questions which are very similar to real exam. And next question. A database administrator is designing a table and wants to ensure data is not redundant. Which process should they apply? Data encryption, data validation, data indexing, data normalization, or data backup? And the correct answer here is data normalization, as data normalization organizes tables to eliminate redundancy and ensure data integrity. Encryption secures data, validation checks accuracy, indexing improves query speed, and backups protect data, non-addressing redundancy. And this is in regards to all other answers for this question. A company needs a software to integrate financial, HR, and inventory management. Which software type should they use? So, what software type you should need if you would want to integrate financial, HR, and inventory management? CRM software, SCM software, ERP software, CAD software, or GIS software? And the correct answer is ERP software, as ERP, which stands for Enterprise Resource Planning Software, integrates financial, HR, and inventory management for streamlined operations. CRM manages customers, SCM handles supply chains, CAD software designs objects, and GIS analyzes geographic data. An employee needs a device to back up sensitive project files off-site. What is the best portable storage option? Floppy disk, external HDD or hard disk drive, optical disk, magnetic tape, or internal SSD? And the correct answer is external HDD, as an external HDD or hard disk drive offers high capacity portable storage for offsite backups, but floppy disks are obsolete, optical disks have limited capacity, magnetic type is for archiving, and internal SSDs are not portable, making them less suitable. A user reports that their external speaker produces no sound. What should the technician check first? So, if your external speakers produce no sound or doesn't display or play any sound, what should the technician check first? Monitor brightness, network cable, sound card drivers, storage drive health, or BIOS settings. And the correct answer is sound card drivers, as missing or outdated sound card drivers can prevent external speakers from working. Monitor brightness affects display, network cable impacts connectivity, storage health affects data, and BIOS settings control hardware initialization, non-related to audio output. This is in regards to all other answers. A network technician needs to configure a device to assign IP addresses dynamically to new devices. Which device should they set up? Switch, access point, firewall, DHCP server, or modem. And the correct answer here is DHCP server, as DHCP, or Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, server assigns IP addresses dynamically to devices, where switch connects devices, and access points enable wireless, firewalls filter traffic, and modems connect to ISPs or Internet Service Providers, non-handling IP assignment. A company needs to deploy a software across multiple workstations without manual intervention. Which installation method should they use? Custom installation, network installation, manual installation, upgrade installation, or silent installation. And the correct answer here would be silent installation, as silent installation automates software deployment without user interaction, and it is ideal for multiple workstations. Custom and manual installations require input, network installations use shared resources, and upgrade installations update existing software. A computer produces a single beep on startup but fails to display anything. What is the most likely issue? So, with single beep, what would be the most likely issue? A failed RAM module, loose monitor cable, overheating power supply, corrupted storage drive, or outdated graphics drivers. And the correct answer would be loose monitor cable, as a single beep typically indicates a successful post or power on self-test, but no display suggests a loose or faulty monitor cable. Failed RAM causes multiple beeps or crashes, usually with RAM that would be in most systems or in most computers 2 beeps. Overheating power supplies cause shutdowns, corrupted drivers prevent booting, and outdated drivers affect software. Next question. A network administrator notices that file transfer between departments are slow. What should they configure to optimize bandwidth allocation? So, if the file transfers between departments are slow, VLAN, load balancer, bandwidth shaper, firewall rules, or access point channels. And the correct answer here is bandwidth shaper, as bandwidth shaper controls and allocates network bandwidth to prioritize critical tasks like file transfers, where VLANs segment networks, load balancers distribute server traffic, firewalls filter data, and access point channels manage wireless connections. A technician is troubleshooting a computer that boots slowly and shows multiple error messages. What should they check first to identify outdated hardware compatibility? BIOS version, network adapter settings, storage drive capacity, monitor resolution, or keyboard drivers, which would be the correct answer here. And the correct answer here is that the technician should check BIOS version, as an outdated BIOS can cause slow booting and compatibility errors with modern hardware or software, where network settings affect connectivity, storage capacity impacts space, monitor resolution affects display, and keyboard drivers impact input, none which directly cause boot errors. An IT team needs to ensure critical systems remain operational during a power outage. So, if your power goes down, a technician or the IT team needs to make sure that everything still keeps running. What should they implement? Backup schedule, business continuity plan, network segmentation, data encryption, or intrusion detection? And the correct answer is business continuity plan, as business continuity plan ensures critical systems remain operational during disruptions like power outages and backup schedules, protect data, segmentation isolates networks, encryption secures data, and intrusion detection monitors threats, which are non-related to this answer or to this question. A developer creates a class that inherits methods from a parent class. Which programming concept is this? And when we are talking about classes, this is object-oriented programming. So this is encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, abstraction, or modularity. And the correct answer is that this is inheritance, as inheritance allows a class to inherit methods and properties from a parent class. Encapsulation protects data, polymorphism enables multiple forms, and abstraction hides details, and modularity organizes code, which are not related. A computer fails to power on and no lights are visible. What should the technician check first? RAM modules, monitor cable, network adapter, motherboard connections, or graphics card. And here the correct answer is motherboard connections, as failure to power on with no lights suggests loose or faulty motherboard connections or a dead PSU or power supply unit. A warehouse manager needs software to track stock levels and shipments. Which software type should they use? CRM software, CAD software, ERP software, GIS software, or SCM software? And the correct answer here is SCM software, which is supply chain management software that tracks stock levels and shipments, where CRM manages customers, CAD software designs objects, ERP integrates processes, and GIS software analyzes geographic data. A web server is placed in a network zone to protect the internal network. What is this zone called? VLAN, DMZ, subnet, LAN, or WAN or WAN? And the correct answer here is DMZ, as DMZ, or demilitarized zone, isolates public-facing servers like web servers from the internal network for security, where VLANs segment networks, subnets divide networks, LANs or local area networks cover local areas, and WANs span large regions, or wide area networks. WAN stands for wide area network. A user reports no video output despite the computer powering on. What component should the technician check first? So a user reports no video output, so he doesn't see any video despite the computer's powered on. So what should the technician check first? Network adapter, sound card, video card, storage controller, or memory module? And the correct answer is video card, as the video card, which is also known as graphics card, and this is also known as graphical processing unit or GPU, handles video output, and the failure can cause no display, where network adapters affect connectivity, sound cards handle audio, storage controllers manage drivers, and memory modules cause crashes. A company requires employees to use fingerprints to access their workstations. What security measure is this? Password policy, network segmentation, data encryption, biometric authentication, or intrusion detection. So if your network admin requires your fingerprint, what is the correct answer here? And the correct answer is biometric authentication, as everything what is related to you, to your body, your eye, your fingerprint, your voice, whatever it would be, is biometric identification. So biometric authentication uses fingerprints for secure access, where password policies manage credentials, segmentation isolates networks, encryption secures data, and intrusion detection monitors threats, and all they are not related. A data analyst needs to organize historical sales data for reporting in a star structure. Which database concept should they use? And when we are talking about star structure, this is star topology of a network. And answers are relational model, hierarchical model, network model, data warehouse schema, or flat file model. And the correct answer here is data warehouse schema, as data warehouse schema, like a star structure, organizes data for analytical reporting. Relational models uses tables, hierarchical models uses trees, network models allow complex links, and flat file models are simple. A development team adopts a methodology allowing frequent updates based on user feedback. Which methodology are they using? Agile, Waterfall, Spiral, V-model, or RAD? And here the correct answer, I believe, is Agile, as Agile methodology supports frequent updates and flexibility based on a user feedback, where Waterfall is a linear, Spiral focuses on risk, V-model emphasizes verification, and RAD prioritizes rapid prototyping. A user connects a legacy keyboard, but it doesn't work. Which port is likely used? USB-C, HDMI, Thunderbolt, PS/2, or DisplayPort. And if we are talking about legacy, here is the keyword legacy, so that wouldn't be USB or HDMI or Thunderbolt, but that is PS/2 port, as legacy keyboards often use PS/2 ports, which may require driver or compatibility fixes. USB-C, HDMI, Thunderbolt, and display ports are modern ports unsuitable for legacy keyboards. A developer writes a function to validate individual code components before integration. What are they performing? Integration testing, unit testing, system testing, regression testing, or load testing? And the correct answer here is unit testing, as unit testing validates individual code components before integration. Integration testing checks combined components, system testing verifies the entire system, regression testing ensures no new errors, and load testing assesses performance under stress. A network administrator needs to ensure all devices have synchronized clocks for accurate logging. Which protocol should they configure? FTP, HTTP, NTP, SNMP, or IMAP? And here you should know protocol, which is Network Time Protocol, as NTP, Network Time Protocol, synchronizes clocks across devices for accurate logging. And this is very important, especially in computer systems, when you are working or creating or setting up two systems which work kind of independently, that their clock times are the same. Otherwise, in most scenarios, these systems won't work, as they are not related to the same network times. Like A computer produces no display output, but the fans are running. What should the technician check first? So, display is not working, however, fans are running and you can hear that fans are running. So, what's the technician check first from these answers? North Bridge chipset, BIOS settings, power supply voltage, monitor connection, or network adapter. And here the logical answer would be monitor connection, because you can hear that fans are running. So from these answers, most logical would be monitor connection, as no display output with running fans suggests a loose or faulty monitor connection. The North Bridge handles component communication. BIOS settings affect startup when you are just starting up the system. Power supply issues prevent fan operation, and network adapters affect connectivity. Not display. A security team discovers that the attacker are exploiting unpatched software vulnerabilities. What type of attack is this? Phishing, cross-site scripting, brute force, denial of service or DOS, or exploit attack. And the correct answer is exploit attack, as exploit attacks target unpatched software vulnerabilities to gain access, where phishing tricks users, cross-site scripting injects code, brute force attacks guesses passwords, and DOS or denial of service attacks distributes services, none of which directly exploits software flaws. So the correct answer is exploit attack. A database user needs to simplify access to a complex query results without modifying the underlying tables. What should they create? Database trigger, foreign key, database view, table index, or data validation rule. And the correct answer here is database view, as database view creates a virtual table from a query, simplifying access to complex results without altering tables. Triggers execute actions, foreign keys enforce relationships, and indexes improve performance, and validation rules ensure data accuracy. An architect needs a software to design a new building. Which software type should they use? CRM software, ERP software, GIS software, SCM software, or CAD software? And here's the correct answer. You should know software types. What they are doing is CAD software, as CAD computer aided design software is used to design buildings and physical objects, where CRM softwares manages customers, ERP integrates processes, GIS analyzes geographical data, and SCM handles supply chains. A network engineer designs a topology where every device connects to all other for maximum redundancy. Which topology is this? Star, so every device connects or is connected to all other devices in that particular network topology or in that network. So which topology or network topology is this? Star, ring, mesh, bus, or tree? And here the correct answer is, you should know, network topologies is mesh, as in mesh all or every device is connected to all other devices in that particular network, and this is one of the most expensive network topologies or network structures out there. The most popular network topology would be star. Even in your home, if you are using a router, you are using a star topology. In mesh topology, every device connects directly to all others, ensuring redundancy. Star uses central hub, where in your home, like I mentioned, your central hub will be your router. If router goes down, all other devices go down. Ring forms a circle, bus uses backbone, and tree is a hierarchical, non-offering full device-to-device connectivity. So the only one which is providing, or network topology which is providing device-to-device connectivity, is mesh network topology. An enterprise needs a storage solution for high-speed database access. Which storage type should they choose? Magnetic tape, optical disk, USB drive, floppy disk, or NVMe SSD? And the correct answer here is NVMe SSD, as NVMe SSD offer high-speed access, ideal for database performance. Magnetic tape and optical disk are slow. USB drives are portable and floppy disks are obsolete. So we are not using floppy disks anymore. Whenever you hear about floppy disk, we don't even use anymore CDs. A programmer needs to store a list of user inputs for processing. Which data structure should they use? Variable, array, function, class, or loop. So a programmer needs to store a list of user inputs for processing, and here the keyword is list, as in variable we would use only one type of data. In variable we wouldn't use a list, but in array we can use a list if we are programming. And an array stores multiple values such as user inputs in a single variable for processing. Variables store single values, like every variable would store a single value, and in array you would assign a variable to a value, and in array you can assign multiple variables to different values, and then you can refer to that main array variable to get this data out from this array. Where function performs tasks, classes define objects, and loops control flow. A security analyst notices unauthorized login attempts in the system logs. What should they implement to detect future incidents? Data encryption, network segmentation, log auditing, patch management, or remote wipe. And here the correct answer is log auditing, as log auditing regularly reviews system logs to detect unauthorized access attempts, where encryption secures data, segmentation isolates networks, patch management updates software, and remote wipe resets lost devices, but log auditing directly addresses login monitoring. A computer overheats during gaming, causing performance throttling. What should the technician install to address this? Additional RAM, network adapter, sound card, storage drive, or heatsink upgrade? And the correct answer here is heatsink upgrade, as upgrading the heatsink improves heat dissipation, preventing overheating during gaming, where RAM boosts performance, network adapters improve connectivity, sound cards enhance audio, and storage drives add capacity, but none addresses overheating. A network technician is designing a topology where all devices connect to a central hub for easy troubleshooting. Which topology should they use? Ring, bus, star, mesh, or tree? And here this is very easy question, because like I mentioned, like a network technician designing topology where all devices connect to a central hub. And when we are talking about all devices connecting to one central hub, that is star. As in star topology, all devices connect to a central hub, simplifying troubleshooting. Ring forms a circle, bus uses single backbone, mesh connects devices directly, and tree is hierarchical, making a troubleshooting more complex. An IT manager is deploying new software and wants to ensure it meets hardware requirements. What should they perform first? Silent installation, compatibility check, network scan, data backup, or user training. And the correct answer here is compatibility check, because we want to make sure that software is compatible with hardware. So compatibility checks verifies that software meets hardware and operating system requirements, preventing deployment issues. Where silent installations automate setup, network scans check connectivity, backup protects data, and training educates users, but compatibility is the priority. A user reports that their secure website loads slowly. What protocol should the IT team verify is properly configured? FTP, HTTP, HTTPS, SNMP, or Telnet? And here the correct answer is HTTPS, as HTTPS ensures secure, encrypted web browsing, and misconfiguration can slow performance. FTP transfers files, where FTP or file transfer protocol is used for file transfer. HTTP is unencrypted, SNMP manages devices, and Telnet provides unsecure remote access. And they are not relevant. A computer emits a loud grinding noise during operation. What is the most likely cause? Failing case fan, overheating CPU, corrupted RAM, failing graphics card, or outdated drivers. So if your computer emits loud grinding noise during operation, so while the computer is operating. And the correct answer here is failing case fan, as a loud grinding noise typically indicates a failing case fan with worn bearings, and this could be a failing case fan, or here if there would be HDD or hard disk drive, which also have moving parts, that could also be HDD or hard disk drive. So yes guys, this is it for this practice test. If you found this useful, leave a like, and like I mentioned at the start of the video, if you are interested, I will leave a link to my Udemy course where you can take these practice tests for yourself, or you can also go to Skill Test Pro, which is also a cheap resource where you can do different practice tests for CompTIA, Microsoft, and Cisco.